The other day I thought I was dying because, well, he gave me a fit of laughter that you can't even imagine. I was reading an article in the press about a dog in the United States, a dog named Cecil who lives in Pennsylvania, with his owners, because the dog had been left alone in the kitchen, while the owners were in the garden seen with some gardeners who had come to help them. Well, fix the garden or whatever. And the dog then saw that there was something on the counter, and neither short nor lazy ate what was on the counter. And what was on the counter was nothing more than a wad of $4,000 bills. Come on, the dog ate it without complaining. You can see that he was hungry and, look, he gave him the $4,000 to eat. Imagine the face of the countryman of the owner when he entered the kitchen to cook the money, and the money was not there. I'm telling you, I leave the news below. But aside from laughing at this, which is still, well, an anecdote, it also made me think that we hadn't made a video talking about what you have to do when you discover that your dog has swallowed something. Because this can be tickets, which is not usually the most common, but it can be a sock or it can be any other type of thing. I think the number one reason dogs go to the ER is basically because they've swallowed something. It is something of the most common and the most usual. So, well, here you have to analyze from the start whether or not you can know what has been swallowed, because many times you don't know. What are you going to notice to know or be able to intuit that the animal has swallowed something? It's one thing that you see it. If you already know what has been swallowed, you already communicate it and so on. But if you don't know, suddenly you start to notice a series of changes in the dog. They can have diarrhea, vomiting, lethargy. The animal seems to be in pain. You touch its gut and it complains that it hurts. You may also have constipation depending on the type of object that has been swallowed. When he walks stooped because, of course, his abdominal area hurts, nausea, etc. It is a very characteristic picture that once you see it, you will never forget it. And of course, the first question is, how much will it cost you to throw it away? It depends on many factors, especially the size of the object and the nature of the object. Small objects, that is, a cap, a coin, a button, whatever you want. This is usually removed between 12 and 24 hours. Larger objects can be eliminated because almost up to 48 hours in the poop. The problem is that then there are a series of objects that are very nasty. Threads, a fishing line, a sewing thread, because that comes loose, and if you are lucky enough that the animal has eaten recently, you can buy it with the food, and it comes out. But if the animal was fasting, that has eaten the rope or the lasso or whatever, some blockage may occur. It's a word that doesn't exist, but hey, some obstruction. Also, and it's the most dangerous thing, is that could be a sharp object. Sharp objects are, without a doubt, the most problematic. He makes a needle, a piece of glass, anything that can be stuck. This is very, very dramatic. In these cases, if you detect or know that something has been swallowed, don't even think of making him vomit, because you can cause double the damage. Basically, here you have to take it urgently and see if it can be extracted. Either if you can see the object with tweezers, with a laparoscope that you can look at and remove, or in serious cases perform emergency surgery. And then we have those sock-type objects, small towels that are also swallowed, because I already told you I've seen everything. Children's toys that are also swallowed. Here, of course, because it depends on where it has arrived, there are curves in the intestine that stay there and do not go forward or backward. It is not as urgent to remove the object here as when it is a sharp object. But logically, you must clearly detect where it is and access it as soon as possible. They can pass. It doesn't have to be running. But they can't spend more than 48 hours with that sock stuck there. Who says a sock? Well, it's something else. Because it increases in size. If it dilates, it hurts a lot, and there may be some rupture and the consequent peritonitis, therefore, the death of the dog. Well, that's all. Thank you very much and see you next time. Take good care of you. Ciao.